First, put 5 cups of flour in the mixing bowl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next we add 1 egg, teaspoon of salt. Place the mixer, place the bucket on the mixer, put the paddle in the bucket, raise it, mix it slowly so that you don't spread flour like I just did for a couple of minutes. The purpose of this is to get the egg and the salt all mixed in the flour before we add the wet ingredients. Okay, that should do it, so we'll turn that off. The next step is quite important. Into 2 cups of 100-degree water. The water should in no time exceed 102 degrees. Pour 1/8 cup of dry yeast and 1/8 cup of granulated sugar. Then stir this so it is all completely and thoroughly dissolved. Now I always use either wood or stainless steel to mix any of this that is with yeast. The bucket in my mixer is stainless steel, and most of the things I use are either glass, wood, or stainless steel. Now that is thoroughly mixed now and dissolved, so we're going to let it set and start to what we call work. That is to bubble and churn, and this will let go for about 5 minutes. Then we'll come back and mix it in with the bread, and away we go. The yeast has now been working for about 5 minutes, and you can see that it is starting to really foam and bubble. So what we do now is we take the yeast and we go over to the mixing bowl and back up enough so we can see it. And we're going to add the yeast mix to the flour while the machine is running on a very low speed. We're going to set the machine on number 1, and then we're going to pour this right down the side of the bucket so it goes into the bottom of the bucket and mixes thoroughly with the flour. Tip this up so that you can probably get a slight look at how it is mixing the dough. There we go. I usually let this mix the dough on number 2 for about 4 minutes, and then we'll come back and keep moving. The next step is to stop the mixer, lower the bucket, take the paddle out, and then we want to take the dough off of the paddle, and I use just a spatula. You notice how it is starting to glutinate because it all pulls off in one big lump. Very little left over here. Now we're going to set this aside, and we're going to put the bucket back on the mixer, we're going to put the dough hook on it, lift the bucket, set it on number 2, and we're going to let that run for 6 minutes. And then we'll come back and take the dough off the dough hook and go to the next step. The dough is now thoroughly kneaded with the dough hook. So our next step is to remove the dough from the dough hook. Take that out like this. You really ought to wash your hands before you do this, because you're going to have to get and actually touch the dough. Oh, gooey, gooey. There it is. And look how nice that dough looks. Okay, so what we do now is we're going to put a lid on the dough, and we're going to let this proof for 20 minutes. And this is our first raising of the dough. We'll let that go for 20 minutes, and then we will come back and take it out and make some rolls out of it. Okay. Okay, we now have our first proofing. So we're going to take the dough, and you can see how it's all proofed up, and we're going to just punch it down in to the bucket to punch all the air out of it, because we need this. We need this for we need this all air out to make our rolls, which we're now going to make. And we're going to put this right into here. There we go. Like this. And there's the, and there is the dough. And we're going to take this dough and we're going to roll it up, mash it down so that we can make and cut some rolls out of it. And we roll it to here like this. And there you, okay. And now our next step is going to be to cut this into 4-inch rolls. And the way we do it is I take the dough knife and I make a cut and I weigh it. And that's pretty close. So we're going to make that right on 4-inch. And then what I made is what I call my dough flattener. This is my roll maker. I put the roll in here, I cover it, I go like that, and I have a roll that is the right size to put on my pan to bake. And here we go over here, and we're going to put it on the pan for proofing and baking, right? Here. There we go. Okay, we've now separated our rolls, our bread into rolls, and put them in a pan for proofing. And we're going to put these rolls into a proofing oven, and this is a box that I have made in order to let the dough raise. So we're going to whirl around here and look at the proofing oven. There we go, right around here. And there it is. Now we're going to put the breads, the rolls that we have made, into the proofing oven and shut the door. We will leave them in there for a period of 1 hour in order that they can raise. The rolls have now reached a little over 3 times their original size, so we're going to remove them from the proofing oven and take them around here and place them in the preheated oven. This oven has been preheated to 375 degrees, and we will bake the bread in here for a period of about 20 to 25 minutes. The rolls are now done, so it is time to take them out of the oven and set them over here on the table where they can be easily seen. And there you have it, my method, the way I do it, to make basic bread dough and the rolls therefrom. Time to go enjoy them.